One of the most talked about managers in world football today, Erik Ten Hag's work with Ajax has seen him linked with almost every elite club in Europe. And this year, it finally feels like he could be about to make the leap. Following the untimely and rather embarrassing departure of Director of Football Marc Overmars, one of the key components of the operation which has helped him achieve such great success at the Johan Cruyff Arena, now could be a good time for him to seek a new challenge. And with rumours that Mauricio Pochettino could leave PSG in the summer, Man United on the search for Ralf Rangnick's successor, Borussia Dortmund yet to consistently impress under Marco Rosa, and even a club like Real Madrid rumoured to be assessing potential alternatives to Carlo Ancelotti, he may have no shortage of options come the end of the season. And with recent polls showing United fans overwhelmingly preferring Ten Hag over the Premier League-proven Pochettino, it's clear his stock is at an all-time high. But what makes Erik Ten Hag such an enticing managerial prospect, and how did he become the manager he is today? On today's EFT Explained, we're going to find out. Born in the small town of Harksbergen, Erik Ten Hag came through at local Eredivisie outfit FC Twente. Primarily a centre-back, he retired at just 32 years of age, and now 52, the majority of the Dutchman's professional career has been spent in coaching and management. Upon retirement, he remained at Twente to coach the club's under-17s and would oversee their youth development over the next few years, with Marko Arnautovic the most notable talent to play in the academy during that time. It was also where he first met Remco Pasveer, now Ajax's #1 goalkeeper. Ten Hag was then promoted to the assistant manager's role with the first team, working under Twente legend Fred Rutten and then Steve McClaren, helping forge the most successful era in the club's history, as they finished 4th in consecutive seasons under Rutte and then 2nd in McClaren's first campaign. The English manager then led them to their first and only league title in 2009-10, but by this point Ten Hag had left, following Rutten to PSV. There he gained more experience as a number 2, worked with future stars like Memphis Depay, Jorginho Wijnaldum and Dries Mertens, and oversaw a historic 10-0 defeat of rivals Feyenoord in 2010. But while the club failed to win a league title in the 3 years the pair were in the dugout, it was nevertheless an important experience for Ten Hag, coaching at a big club with high expectations in a transitional period and laying some of the foundations for future success. But it wasn't until Ten Hag became a #1 that he really began to develop his ideas on the pitch. He joined Go Ahead Eagles in 2012, hired by club shareholder and future Ajax colleague Marc Overmars, and after getting them promoted to the Eredivisie for the first time in nearly 20 years in his first and only season, attracted the interest of Bayern Munich, who appointed him to lead their reserve side. Ten Hag arrived in Munich at the same time as Pep Guardiola, and he has made no secret of the influence the legendary coach had on him. Ten Hag watched every one of his training sessions, impressed by his knack of getting superstars like Arjen Robben and Franck Ribéry to work harder for the team. "I took a lot from him," he later said. "How he gets his philosophy onto the pitch, build-up play, transition, attack, everything was incredibly fixated on detail." This influence was evident when he returned to the Netherlands in 2015 to manage Utrecht, where he developed a fluid tactical system, switching between a 4-3-3 and a 4-4-2 diamond formation. In the 4-3-3, centre-forward Sebastian Haller would often drop into a number 10 role in order to facilitate the wide attackers, while in the diamond, whoever was deployed at number 10 would frequently rotate with the 2 midfielders behind him. The raw numbers didn't suggest they were a very exciting side. They ranked 11th for shots, 6th for possession and 9th for dribbles, not what you'd expect from a disciple of Pep. But considering he was taking over a limited team that had finished the previous season in an 11th place, with their joint lowest points tally since 1998, the fact the side functioned well was progress in itself. And they were fun to watch too, with Ten Hag's focus on playing through the line seeing them average the 2nd most progressive passes in the league in 2015-16. He also got instant results, finishing 5th in his first season and going one better the following campaign by guiding them to 4th, the club's highest finish in 26 years. His efforts didn't go unnoticed, winning the Rinus Michels Award for Best Manager in the Eredivisie and emerging as a front-runner for the Ajax job when Peter Bosz left to replace Thomas Tuchel at Borussia Dortmund. And when he was eventually hired by the Dutch Giants midway through the 2017-18 season, he inherited a young squad ready to be moulded. They'd reached the Europa League final the season before, but had also failed to qualify for the Champions League or Europa League group stages that summer, losing to Nice and Rosenborg in the qualifiers, and hadn't won a league title since 2014. But at the club that gave the world Johan Cruyff and total football, Ten Hag was able to fully implement the ideas he had garnered from watching Pep at Bayern. That's not to say he completely copied him though. As he said in 2020, you can follow someone's example and learn, but you have to work in a way that fits your personality, otherwise you're just playing a role and players will see right through that. With a high focus on ball retention, pressing and fast vertical attacks, Ten Hag evolved Ajax into one of Europe's most exciting teams in relatively little time. After noticing the limitations of a 20-year-old Frenkie de Jong playing in defence, he shifted the team from their traditional 4-3-3 to a 4-2-3-1 in order to accommodate him in a double pivot, while the signings of Daley Blind and Dusan Tadic also proved inspired. Ajax had of course been a possession side before Ten Hag took over. It's a part of their DNA even more so than Catalan cousins Barcelona. But the former Utrecht coach updated the club's philosophy to fit more modern trends. As journalist Peter Zwarts told The Athletic in 2021, he's brought Ajax into modern times. There's more variation, less dogma and more end product. While their 20.3 shots per game in 2018-19 was slightly down on 20.9 2 years earlier, and their 60% possession completely identical, their goals per game went from 2.3 to a staggering 3.5, as they ended the Eredivisie campaign with 119 in total and a goal difference of plus 87. The pairing of Matthijs de Ligt and Daley Blind provided strength and vision from the back, Frenkie de Jong blossomed into a world-class orchestrator in the midfield, and the dynamism of Donny van der Beek and Tadic made the attack unpredictable. Together they tore through Real Madrid at the Bernabeu and came seconds from a first Champions League final in over 2 decades, something that would have surely been impossible without the tactical excellence of Ten Hag. Unable to enjoy the kind of ball dominance they had in domestic competition, his side ranked 11th in the UCL for possession, and yet enjoyed more touches than the opposition third and more shots than PSG and eventual winners Liverpool. It's little surprise then that they were among the most effective pressing teams in the competition, with only Bayern Munich and Napoli beating them for successful pressures and only Bayern topping them for pressure success. Ajax's unlikely Champions League run saw Ten Hag gain a reputation as one of Europe's smartest tacticians, and it was no surprise to see him linked with Barcelona, as almost every other Ajax success story has been since Cruyff. According to Raphael Honigstein, Bayern Munich had even considered hiring him in 2018 before settling on Niko Kovac, and he has been in their thinking in the 2 managerial changeovers since then. But due to Hansi Flick's quick success in 2019-20 and the availability of Julian Nagelsmann in 2021, the offer never came. But what has solidified Ten Hag's place among the elite is what he's achieved since that famous season. Since then, 7 key members of the side have been sold for a combined €285 million, and yet 3 years down the line, the team is arguably even stronger. He has since reverted the side to a 4-3-3, maximising the talents of midfield prodigy Ryan Gravenberch and reuniting with Seb Haller, who has been superb as the side's number 9 since returning to the Netherlands from West Ham. As part of this, Tadic has also moved to the left, where his creativity has blossomed, making 4.4 key passes per 90, breaking Lionel Messi's record for most assists in a calendar year in 2021, and creating more chances from open play than anyone else in the Champions League since 2018-19. And while there are no doubt a number of very talented individuals in the current Ajax squad, Ten Hag must take credit for how dominant they have become. Lisandro Martinez and Antony were both brought in straight from South America and quickly became key members of the side, while defensive midfielder Edson Alvarez has also become a success since his move from Club America in 2019. He's also blooded more defensive jewels from the academy in Jurrien Timber and Per Schurz, and has been able to move the notably slow Daley Blind to left back without sacrificing the side's attacking thrust. As a result, they've become more solid defensively and even more dominant on the ball, now averaging 67% possession in the Eredivisie and scoring 3.2 goals a game, which isn't quite 18-19 levels, but is still pretty astounding. And the numbers also speak for themselves in the Champions League. Haller scored more goals and generated more expected goals than anyone else in the group stage, despite playing fewer minutes than Salah, Lewandowski and Mbappe. Meanwhile, they are also the most aggressive pressers in the competition, and at the time of writing, only Bayern Munich and Man City have outscored them. The ability to build not 1 but 2 world-class teams in such a short space of time is the kind of thing only truly elite managers can do. And while Ten Hag has been backed by the excellent team of CEO Edwin van der Sar and the aforementioned Marc Overmars, he has very much been the perfect coach to fulfill their dreams of making Ajax a real force. But with the club on the lookout for Overmars' replacement, a transitional phase is underway in Amsterdam. If Ten Hag is to make his next move, then now may be the perfect time. So that was our take on why Ten Hag is the most wanted manager in football, but where do you think he should go next? Let us know in the comments below and we'll do our best to reply. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, subscribe to EFD if you haven't done so already, and check out our last explained on what's going wrong at Galatasaray. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.